live on Facebook.
Oh, sorry guys. How you doing? Good morning. Happy Thursday. Craziness going in the office. We got construction going on here, so I'm screaming at contractors and everything else. But happy Thursday to everybody.
Good morning. It's kind of rainy here in Charlotte. For those of you who aren't here, they're threatening us with ice, but I don't know if it's going to happen. But we're all inside and safe and warm. All our friends in Texas, I can't believe that. But anyways, it's Rev Up Your Rev Share Day.
Excited. Yep. Happy Thursday. We're going to get ready to rock and roll. Shelley's got one partner here coming on the call with us today. Craig unfortunately couldn't make it in. We got some ice and stuff going on today, so we're going to have to pick up the pace without him here today.
Yep.
So we're
thinking we'll be here next time for sure.
Yeah. So guys, me and Shelley have been doing a lot of thought process of a lot of different things and what these Zoom calls have been like here the last couple of weeks. We want everybody to be successful on what their calls are like and so forth. And when you're initially reaching out to that agent, maybe Shelley, you want to talk about a little bit what we just talked about a few minutes ago, but what that initial conversation is. And another thing too, I just want to say real quick is that we've been going back and forth on this a lot. Like when you first initially reach out to an agent, like, should you do it through text versus picking up the phone and physically calling them? And I think that we both learned is it's okay to reach out to somebody by text if it's like, hey, Shelley, how are you doing? I was thinking about you today. And then once they reply back and they say, yeah, I'm doing great, or things are going good, then say, yeah, do you have a quick minute to jump on the phone today or tomorrow? I got some stuff I want to share with you. That's where it should end. Yeah. Because that is the initial icebreaker, but it shouldn't be a long text message about EXP, about impact organization. You're going to lose them, guys, if you do that. You got to have that personal touch, get on the phone with them and have a conversation with them. So maybe if you can kind of share, Shelley, some of the stuff that we've been doing and what we were talking about.
Sure. I think that's awesome, John. We actually debated about some of this stuff because, I mean, we're trying to give you good information. And I feel like sometimes a text can be a crutch. And if you stay on a text message for like a week, months, year, 2 years, it's too long. I mean, you really aren't making an influence on that person. You've got to talk to them. You got to get belly to belly with them, get them on a Zoom. I consider this to be belly to belly, just so you guys know. So we do a ton of Zoom calls, but that you can see their eyes, you can see you can kind of see where they're at, like at their posture. You can tell if they're happy, if they're like in a good place, bad place. You can just read a lot about body language from having a face-to-face conversation with somebody. And if you're on a text, it's an easy way. Oh yeah, the kids are good. But if you don't get into the real reason why the conversation's happening and kind of pull them back in somehow, you're going to lose them, like John said. So the best thing to do is to get them on a Zoom as quick as possible. And the longer you live in that text thread, the lower your probability of converting them to an EXP agent.
Yeah, so I think like a lot of us, what the conversations that we've had, if you hear from some agents, well, I feel strange about reaching out to somebody, right? And so again, it's not bad to do an initial simple text, just to ask them, hey, Joe, this could be an agent you did a deal with 2 years ago. I was just thinking about you today, like how you doing? How's your business going this year? And then put some emojis, which Shelley loves to do, because it's nice, it's pleasant. And then when they reply back, then again, just go into the next conversation and say, listen, I was thinking about you. I have something I want to kind of share with you that we're working on with the organization. And I was thinking about you today. Can you jump on and talk about it? Now, once you get them on that conversation and you're talking them through that conversation there, then, you can say, listen, one of the reasons why I wanted to reach out to you is, we're doing such great things in our organization. And, running our business inside of EXP, it's really impacted our family. It's impacted my business. I came up with this corny thing the other day, like, I truly feel like I've gotten the keys to the castle and I've unlocked all these amazing doors and found great opportunities for my family and business. I would love for you to meet blank, and whoever that blank is, my business partner, it could be Shelley Johnson or something, and say, I think you guys would get along great. We kind of want to share our story of what we're working on. I truly believe you see some value, and just stop right there. The number one goal that I'm seeing with a lot of agents is they're getting in too much explanation. Mm-hmm. And you should not do that at all. It's very, very simple. It's like Shelley was saying, it's We talked about this morning, very short. And your goal is you're taking this in stages just to get them on the Zoom. Once you get them on that Zoom, it's up to you. It's up to the person, the third person. Usually it's your upline or somebody, like we said, across from you, to help you on that Zoom. So what I'll do a lot of times with Shelley is, if I'm talking to a person that I want to partner with, because I think that they would be a good fit for myself and I want to see them grow on our platform like all of us grow, I'll tell Shelley, like, Shelley, we got to, I'll schedule a three-way Zoom. We'll get it scheduled the next 3 days, but then I'll also let Shelley know of an outline of what she's prepared for of going into that Zoom, which, I'll give her a breakdown in a text. Shelley, it's a husband and wife team or whatever the case is. Sorry, Shelley, go ahead.
It's like 5 bullet points of what it is. Yeah. And that way I at least have an overview, and it's great. Meg's great at doing that too for me. She'll just shoot me a quick, here's who they are. And that way I know I speak their language. I'm not trying to figure out what company are they with and where do they live and, do they have kids? What are their struggles? I mean, I want to know that anyways. It helps me ask the right questions. That's really helpful. One thing I was going to, John and I haven't shared with you all yet, but you could look for ways to invite them to things we're doing. So we're doing John came up with a great idea of doing a 70-day challenge. And you could say, look, our organization is doing the 70-day challenge, and tell them a little bit about what that is, John, because I'm really excited about it. And this is a great way, like a great, it's not EXP. It's about them and their family and their business and their life. And when we help each other with that, then we all win together.
Yeah, so myself, Craig, and Shelley, and a lot of us that we've been masterminding behind the scenes of trying to think of something that we could come up together as an organization to get us all engaged and get us going, because like right now is so important. What we're doing right now is going to set up summer for us,
right?
For business and everything. So we came up with this challenge that's going to be called 70-Day Impact, and I'm super excited about it because it's going to be broken down in 3 tiers. So there's going to be a business goal of the 70-Day Impact. There's going to be a family and friends goal, right? And then there's also going to be a health goal. So what we're going to end up doing inside the organization, we're going to create a Facebook page that's designated towards this challenge. And then, so say, for example, like I wanted to challenge Shelley Johnson, and I would say, Shelley, I challenge you to the 70-Day Impact Challenge, and we're all going to start this on March 1st. And then Shelley would say, yes, I accept. Then at that point, she would be invited to that page, and then she would put down what is her business goal. So it could be, my business goal is to grow out my team to do this, or to support my team do this, or get more listings. Everybody's different. And also it is for me to attract 5 more business partners that I want to be in business with. It could be your health goal. I want to lose X amount of pounds, or I just want to eat healthier, or maybe you want to put on weight. We just don't know, I don't have that problem, but but, and then family goals. So my family goal that I've created was, I want to coach my daughter's soccer this year. So I'm designating days to do that so I can spend more time with her, which is, cutting that into my schedule. And then also I want to make sure every Friday nights that, I take my wife out on date night to the restaurant of her choosing that she likes to do, so I can just spend some quality time with her. So it's going to be broken down in 3 things. And then what we're going to do is we're going to end up posting that once a week, like to your account, say, hey, I hit my goals. It's Monday. Here's a picture of me or a video of me doing something. And you're going to tag, and Shelley would tag me to let me know to keep her accountable.
Right.
And then, yesterday we were talking about maybe towards the end of this challenge, we would do some raffling. So maybe you can kind of explain some ideas about that.
So we were thinking, like for the family stuff, we would have family raffles, like restaurants or things to do with your bowling or the stuff we can do during COVID with our families. Yeah. And then other things we were thinking about is for exercise, maybe it's like John came with an idea of, a month of some health food that comes to your house, or things to make it easy, or something along those lines to encourage the health challenge. And there's going to be lots of things. It's not just, it's going to be like $3,000 worth of prizes for this. So we want it to be fun, and we want it to be impactful, and for us to all win together and cheer each other on, and you invite people to the group. But one of the thoughts along this was, we were really thinking about this for all of you, and as we were talking this morning, I was like, they could actually share it with their friends that they're friends with, and they could invite them to do it with us. So it might be like that connection that just brings you together and goes, wow, John really cares about my family. He's invited me to this, and they're doing this fun thing together. Like, we can make this as big as you guys want it, and we're open to ideas. So please, put IMs in the bottom of this and be like, I want to do this, I want to do that. Because John and I want to make this like, this is, and Craig, all of us want to make this into something that's for all of us together. Like I have goals I definitely want to hit. Some of you know those goals, some of you don't. But I mean, together we can win, and we can, like John said, this is the time when we can set up, like, how many listings do we want? How many buyers do we want to work with? In this 70-day period. So it's a short, concise period of time. But if we do it every single day for 70 days, imagine what our 2021 is going to look like. It's going to be amazing. So now that it's February and everyone's lost track of their New Year's resolution, we thought, let's go. So let's like build this like amazing fun thing together, and it's gonna be awesome. So that was just a real quick. You're going to be getting more details on this. We're going to be posting it in an impact group. You're going to be hearing from John and I. We want you to hold us accountable. So I'm publicly going to share my goals, and I want all of you to be like encouraging me. I'm going to encourage you. John's going to encourage you. Craig's going to encourage you. And you're going to, we're going to do little surprises along the way. It's going to be fun. So keep your eyes out for that. It'll be probably set up no later than tomorrow. The launch date will be March 1st. So that we have like a clean 70-day period.
Yeah.
And we get ourselves prepared for it. But that's part of it. Like start writing down those things, kind of get clear and concise on what your challenge is going to be. We're talking more about it next week. Yeah. Real quick, to go back to what we were talking about for Rev Up Your Rev Share, that's something you can text to somebody. Or you can just get those conversations going. The biggest thing is, guys, is just start the conversations. Don't be afraid. Don't sit back and think, I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's just like me getting on my diet. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Like it's Sunday night and I'm like, going to start on Monday. And then I screwed up. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to start Tuesday. So it's no different than that. Or like, I mean, I know Lee the other day was, I was working really late and he's like, Shelley, you got to take care of yourself. Like, he was on the treadmill and we're talking. I'm like, I need to go on the treadmill with you. Like, let's run together. It's just, we have some great people in this group, and we really want you to win with your families. We want you to win with your health, and we want you to win in this business, and we can do it. So it's exciting. But back to the text or calls, but just make those conversations, start them, because if you don't ever start them, they're never going to happen. And remember, AJ always says, you have to go through a lot of no's to get to a yes. I don't know if you guys saw his Go-Getters page this morning or yesterday. He has 3,000 people in his organization. I think he had like 380 people joining it per month. I mean,
saw that. It was insane.
Amazing. Yeah. But guess what? It didn't start. It had to start somewhere, right? Yeah. So if you have 0 people in your group, or you have 10, or you have 20, we're here to help you get it to whatever goal that is for you, so that it makes an impact on your family. That's the big thing. And that running along with our business. I mean, I'm hearing the numbers you guys are putting out for real estate this year. Holy smokes. Like the numbers already are just incredible. The agents are doing, I'm like, this person's like, I'm writing a contract, I'm doing this. I mean, it may be a little bit more challenging because the inventory is so low, but you guys have the right attitude. You're going in with a smile on your face. You're giving your clients the confidence they need. You're preparing them with the right tools. You're giving them everything they need to build, to get what they want, and it helps your business. So great job on that. Real quick, I think we wanted to show them a little bit about what we do when we are talking to somebody like on a Zoom. Okay. So, John, is it okay if I go in and start showing them?
Yeah, no, go ahead. Guys, also remember that it's super important. We're just going to reinforce this again. Mm-hmm. Do not oversell this thing in the initial conversations on your own, and always make sure you're doing this on 3 ways. Yeah. Your conversion rates are going to go way, way up if you do it one-on-one. So grab that partner. And so Shelley's going to kind of give you a guide of how we do things when we're on a Zoom, because we're finding a lot of people say, yeah, I know EXP World, or I know this, but they really don't. So when they see it, they're like, wow, that's so easy. So, I know that you want to kind of show them a guide of how we do certain things when we're on the Zooms together.
Yeah. So just kind of give you an idea of what it looks like and why it's powerful to do these Zoom calls. I'm going to quick get out of my Facebook page. Apparently, that's because I did the live. That's why I'm like, why is that open? Yeah. So I'm going to go in here.
You show them the impact page too, Shelley.
Yeah, I do. So let me show you real quick. Here's what it looks like. So the first thing I do is I show them our cockpit of our business. So I go into enterprise, and I want to show you guys too. Look how I have my computer organized, like my top of my screen organized. I do that because then I can quickly go into these places and show people without having to like type in stuff and remember passwords and all of that stuff. So it makes it super easy. So if I sign into Enterprise, it's already set up. I just hit sign in. And while we're talking, I'm in the background a lot of times setting this up in advance so that's already ready to roll. So I just show them, I go, look, this is our cockpit. This is what it looks like to work inside of EXP. You have everything at your fingertips, all your CRM, your stock, your revenue share, your database, everything you want is right in one place. And I'll show them, I'll ask them like, what CRM are you using? You know, what is it? You know, they'll say, oh, I'm using Dotloop, or I'm using SkySlope, or I use DocuSign or DigiSign or whatever they're using. I'm like, great, that's awesome. We use SkySlope. It's super similar to Dotloop. And a lot of our agents find it's even easier than Dotloop. So I'll show them that. I'll go in and look at the, you know, I don't even usually open up SkySlope because it's just a transaction platform. I might have done that the other day. Did I do that the other day, John? I can't remember.
Yeah, if somebody asks about it, then you show it to them. If not, you just talk about it and move on.
Yeah, because a lot of times they understand it. I just kind of gauge like their comfort level if that's a fear for them. So I'm always thinking about, and John, we're always thinking about where are their gaps? Like where's the gap from them moving from XYZ company to EXP? So we want to take them across the tracks to get them here. And mentally, you have to help them do that. So it's a mental walk across that bridge, and you have to put the steps in place. So we take them into SkySlope, show them that. We talk about KV Core. A lot of people get really kind of geeked out on KV Core. So I have it set up over here in the corner, and you open it up and you're like, look, this is going to be your CRM. This is where you're going to build your business. John is really good at knowing that person's business, like how many how many deals they did that year. So they're like, maybe they're stuck at like 18 deals or 20 deals. And they're a sphere-based business. And they go, look, if you were to implement KV Core to your business, that could mean an additional 5 to 10 more deals per year, right? And then we literally go in and show them what it looks like. So I'll click on a lead, and we'll show them what a lead looks like, how it comes in, you know, how they're able to see what they've looked at, and just kind of go through that with them. For the sake of time, I'm not going to do all of that with you all because a lot of you know how to do that. But I also show them how to make leads. So if they wanted to do a squeeze page and create a lead, we'll show them how to do that. So click on a domain, start building a squeeze page. And then we just talk about, you just populate these pieces here. You know, choose your picture, and then you can create a link, and you just generate a link right here, and then you populate that into your social media, and now you have created a place for people to log into and become a lead for you. So they really like that. John, do you want to share anything about what we just talked about?
Yeah. So when we're doing this, like we're asking questions, we're not just popping in everywhere. If we're asking them like, hey, do you want to grow a better business? What CRM system are you using? Like, well, we use this, so we'll show them that. If it's right. About, well, some agents, everybody's different. It's like, well, I think that, support is I'm so worried about support. So Shelley does a good job. It's like, oh, well, let me show you what support is like. So she'll jump in the world and go through the support system with them and go in there and, go to our broker room or go somewhere else and just show them how they can get out in and out of different departments. So you kind of got to feel out that agent, what's important to them. Everybody's different. It's amazing how everybody's like, well, I'm worried about where I run my transactions at, or I'm worried about like support, or I'm worried about coaching. So right. when you get those certain key points that they like, then just show them that stuff, and their eyes are wide open, like, wow, this is pretty cool.
One thing we show them is a lot is the calendar. Mm-hmm. And again, I have that pinned up here. So I can just go to EXP calendar. It's also on this tile. So depending on so I'll just jump on this, click into it, and we'll show them all that's available with iConversations and everything like that. So when you open it up, a lot of times John, I'll talk about, we love Fast Start because it helps launch your business. If you're an experienced agent, Fast Start 101, 102 are great. Go into iConversations on Fridays. That's one of my favorite classes that we have. There's a leadership meeting. A lot of times Glenn Sanford will speak at that, and it runs right into our iConversations where they have 4 top producing agents in the company sharing their golden pearls, or their pearls. So those are great things to show them. I also go over here and we like to show them what, like say they're in Georgia and they want to do, or Florida and they want agent training. We'll just go into their state and show them how much training is available in their state, because they wonder how they think we just run amok and we don't have any broker and charges. So I want to show them that we have like people are checking contracts, that are able to answer questions, that are there to support their business. So I'll go into the world real quick and show you what we do there. So we'll open up the world and I'll say, look, if you can run a mouse and use an arrow key, you can work inside the world. I'm not a gamer. I always tell them that I'm not. So this is really simple and easy and fast. So this is, and I say, this is our go-to button. So if you want to go to anywhere, imagine you're now inside of the biggest brokerage company you've ever seen in your life, and you want to go scale it all the way down to your broker, like your state, or if you want to go get training, this is where we do it. So a lot of times I'll take them into, like this week, I'm not taking them into accounting because our stock's going crazy and everybody's in the accounting right now. So I take them to tech. We'll go into the lobby. And I'll say, look, if you have something with your computer that you need help with, we'll pull a ticket. And a lot of times they're busy, so I'll just leave while we're waiting. And I'll tell them we're going to go into the main auditorium, so I can show you, like, if they're going to go take a class, this would be a place where they would go. So while I'm waiting for a tech, I'm showing them the rest of the world. I'll go into the main auditorium and I'll basically pick a spot to sit down and then look at the screen, and I'll show them how easy it is to look at the screen. So like if I wanted to show them the main screen or the podium, they can see everything right there. And if there's a class going on, what that would look like. One of the biggest things we do, I think, that makes the biggest impact is going into the broker stateroom. So we'll go into the broker stateroom, we'll go into North Carolina since that's where we are. And I go in there because I know everybody in there too. And I know that I kind of know where everything is. So it makes it easy. So we go to the left, there's usually some folks sitting in here. So we'll walk inside here, sit down. Hi, girls.
Hey, Shelley.
I'm good.
Hello.
You guys are like really on stage right now because you're on Impact Group Live.
Oh, wow. Okay. What a good stage.
We're just showing everybody how it feels to work in the world, how to show an agent around the world and how to get support. Would you mind just sharing a little bit about what you tell agents when we bring them in on a Zoom so they can understand what it feels like, Susan?
Sure, I'll be glad to. We're compliance specialists, and our job is to review files. If they submit a transaction, whether it be buy or list, we review that. If anything's missing, we'll send them back a note letting them know so that they can make sure that their file is completed on time.
I'm going to get teleported back. Hi, Chris. How are you?
How are you today?
Good. I'm just showing some agents around what it feels like to work inside the world. And would you mind just sharing a little bit about what tech support does for agents in EXP?
Yeah, Shelley. We vet passwords for agents. We help them sign up AV Core. Occasionally, we help an agent install the world that hasn't ever done it before, or maybe having problems. Sometimes people who have the world installed, the setting may get off and they can't hear or speak and be heard. So we can remote into your computer and help fix those issues.
You make everything all better.
We can make everything all better. And a lot of people come in here for things that we don't do. So we also generally know where to send you if you come in for something. And it's a good place for a first stop. If you don't know where to go for something,
awesome.
If you come in here, we can direct you, or we can help take care of it. So.
Awesome. We've had the best experience with everybody in this department. So we really appreciate it. And I want to jump out of here so you can go to help somebody else. But thanks so much, Chris. Have an awesome day.
Well, you too, Shelley. And I hope your guests have a great day as well.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Take care.
Bye. So we just bounce around like that in the world, and we do it pretty quick. Like we move pretty fast through the different departments, and it really gives people a quick understanding of what it feels like to work inside of there. It's a lot smoother when you have somebody on the call because you kind of know what they're thinking. You're not having to kind of guess. I start to map out the plan of how I'm going to show them different. Like John was saying, when we're in enterprise, I start mapping it out in my mind, and it feels real organic because they're talking to you the whole time. So you're not like bouncing and they're not having a conversation. So you're keeping them engaged in the conversation. And the funniest thing that happens is they'll start waving at people in the world. They'll be like, thank you. It's really funny. So like, it's really, that's a great sign because that you know that they're feeling comfortable already with the platform within just a few minutes. So definitely utilize, like if you're talking to agents, show them. Kevin always says, show them what's available to them, not just tell them, because I can tell you something, but until you can see it and understand it and comprehend it, you're not going to really understand it. So that's really been a big aha for me, and making some of these. And I think John and I've done a lot of this together where we've gone in the world, and it's really smooth. That was a little clunky, but good. Go ahead,
So,
John.
just want to say something real quick, guys. We only spend probably, I know that we spend a little time, we probably only do about 10 minutes of the world in enterprise. We don't spend 30 minutes in there. We jump in and jump out. But what I'm going to recommend to you to do is practice a little bit. So the guys, for some of you that are not familiar with Zoom, watch a YouTube video on Zoom, learn how to screen share, and then practice, get your partner that you're going to do the 3 ways with, and go in there and do some dry runs yourself. This way you're feeling comfortable. So, what Shelley does again in the conversations is we're connecting right away. We're trying to understand about them and their business, their goals, everything. We're trying to get their defenses down. We're asking them what they know about the company. We're sharing about the company, sharing our stories. And then before, what's funny is that Shelley would be talking and she's like, well, hold on, I want to show you something. And she doesn't even ask them, and she does it. And then she goes in and then they're intrigued because they say, yeah, I watched the video, I know about the world, but they really don't.
No.
So when they see that we've gone through 3 different departments in 5 minutes, and then a lot of times we'll say to them, can you imagine if we were at a building and we had to meet 3 different people? We'd be spending half the day there. And they're like, yeah, that's right. You're right about this. And I'm like, now we're just back off running our business again. And they're like, wow, I never thought it was like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's just trying to get that, like Kevin said, get that visual to them. Visual is everything. So once you get that visual, then they're more open to it. And then we also reinforce this, which we didn't mention. When we're talking about coaching, we're talking about 80 hours of live coaching a week, taught by top producers in the industry and top level coaches. That is for free. We had an agent last week was like, how much do I got to pay for this? And we're like, no. And they were like, really? And I was like, no, it's free. You can grow get in there. And then they were like, another person in there was like, wow, this is pretty cool. Like, I can't imagine like how easy it is to get in and out of there. And we were talking about tech support, how they helped her with their computers and all this other stuff. So again, it's showing, like Kevin was saying, it's showing them. It's not just talking about it. So get in there and then also line up that second. Once you're done with all this, it's very, very important to say, listen, we know we hit you with a lot of fire hose of information today, and you're going to have questions. We always end the conversation on a scale 1 to 10. How impressed were you with the platform? And if they say you're 7 or 8 or 9 or whatever, we ask them, what did you like most? So we want to know like what they liked. Oh, we liked the technology, the support. We liked revenue share, whatever the case is. Great. Listen, what we'd like to do is schedule another Zoom call with you because I know you're going to have more questions. We both look at our calendars together and we lock them in there.
Right.
For the second call.
Yep.
And then, the second call that's where the closing happens.
Right.
So you're rarely going to get somebody that's like, okay, I saw this, I'm ready to sign up. If they do that, that's amazing, but it usually doesn't happen.
And one thing too, like the sooner you can get, like when you get on a call with somebody, the sooner you can get them to laugh, the higher opportunity you're going to have to connect with them and help them see the value. So, it's interesting. It's like, I mean, when you're talking to somebody about it, they just start to get more and more comfortable with you, with what you're sharing with them. Their mind starts to open a little bit and they just start to go, wow. And as we're going through like the KV Core, one thing I didn't say about KV Core is we'll say, this is a $300 to $400 a month platform that comes with your EXP with being a part of the company. And they're like, and we go in a little bit more depth about how KV Core works. And that really is like, they're just like, wow. Because now they see, okay, I can build my business with this company. It's not just going to be, I have to go and attract an agent to this company. And we also tell them, you don't ever have to attract an agent if you don't want to. It's there later if you want to, but it's going to happen because people are naturally attracted to the company. So, we just help them feel comfortable and make sure we're hitting the high points that's important to them. And then sometimes they find out that there's things they didn't know were important to them that are, because they weren't aware of it.
So guys, this is working. We've been consistent, you know, getting everybody on Zoom calls every week. It's just like Shelley was saying earlier, this is for your secondary income stream. I know your business is your number one focus, but this should be implemented in there because it's just money that you could put back in your family and your business in general, right? So put your goals down of what that's going to be. If it's one agent a day you're going to talk to, 3 a week, whatever that is, but hold yourself accountable to that. We're going to be putting that 70-day impact challenge out there for all of us to, I need the accountability. I have big goals. We all do. So hopefully everybody's going to opt in to be part of that challenge to change our business, health, and family. I'm excited about that. And I appreciate you guys getting on this Thursday with us.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.